Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. Today in this video we will discuss the answer of the questions given in the textbook of the chapter number 6 tissues, right? So dear student, let us see chapter number 6 tissues, right? First set of the questions given on the page number 69. Two questions given in the page number 69. What is a tissue and what is the utility of the tissues in the multicellular organism? So dear student, let us discuss the answer of these two questions. First, the question on the page number 69 is a question number 1. What is tissue? Dear student, we know that what do you mean by the tissue? Group of the cells that are similar in the structure and are organized together to achieve a particular function is called the tissue, right? So what do you mean by the tissue? A tissue is nothing but a group of the various cells, right, that are similar in the structure and are organized together to achieve a particular function is called a tissue, right? And question number 2, what is the utility of the tissues in a multicellular organism? So the tissues can be formed in the form of the group of the cells in the multicellular organism. So in the multicellular organism, the body system is based on the division of the liver, like a muscle cell from the muscular tissues to which help in the movement, right? So muscular tissue help in the movement of the body. It means that cell performing a specific function are grouped together to form a particular tissue. The different tissue are organized in a different way to provide the highest efficiency in the functioning of the body. So the utility of the tissue, that the tissue are utilized in the body to perform the specific function, right? Particular tissue are there. So here in the multicellular body, the body is based on the division of the liver, and all the tissues in the body performing a specific functions are grouped together to form a particular task, right? So the different tissue are organized in a way to provide a highest efficiency in the functioning of the body, right? Understand, dear student, the answer of this both the question on the page number 69. Next set of the question is given on the page number 74, right? So on the page number 74, question number 1, name the type of the simple tissues. There are mainly three type of the simple tissues. First one is the parenchyma, second one is the collenchyma, and third one is a sclerenchyma. These are the main three types of the simple tissues, right? So here on the page number 73, four questions are given. First one is the name the types of the simple tissues. So what are the three main types of the simple tissues? Parenchyma, second one is the collenchyma, and third one is the sclerenchyma type tissue, right? So now next question is where is a apical meristem found? So question number 2 is the where is the apical meristem found, right? So apical meristem found in the growing tips of the stem and the roots of the plants, right? So here it helps in increasing the length of the stem and the roots. So dear student, the growing tips of the stem and roots of the plants are are where the epimeristem is present. So what is the apical meristem tissue, right? What is the function of the apical meristem tissue? It is help us to grow the plants, right? So the stem and the roots of the plants, mainly the apical meristem tissues found, right? So apical meristem tissues help in increasing the length of the stem and the roots. Question number 3. Which tissue makes up the husk of the coconut? The husk of the coconut is made of the scalenchymatous tissue. Scalenchymatous tissue is present in the husk of the coconut. So next question is the question number 4. What are the constituents of the phloem? The constituents of the phloem tissue are sieve tubes, that is the tubular living cell with the perforated end walls, right? So here the constituents of the phloem tissue are, first constituents are the sieve tubes, that is the nothing but the tubular living cells with the perforated end walls, right? Second one is the companion cell, living cell, phloem parenchyma, living cell, and phloem fiber, non-living, and the sclerenchyma cells. So these are the four main constituents of the phloem. So dear student, understand the answer of this four question. Now next set of the questions are given on the page number 77. Four question given on the page number 77. Name the tissue responsible for the movement of our body. Which type of the tissue is responsible for the movement of our body? You know that. So first question is, name the tissue responsible for the movement of the body. So here the muscular tissue is responsible for the movement of our body, right? So here what does a neuron look like? So draw the structure of the neuron. Look at the structure of the neuron. So look at this structure of the neuron, nervous tissue. Cell body is there, nucleus, dendrites, axon, and nerve ending. So dear student, in this answer of this question, draw the structure of the neuron. A neuron consists of the cell body with the nucleus and the cytoplasm. It has a two important extension named as the axon and the dendrites. Right? Each neuron has a single long part called the axon. So this long part of the neuron is called the axon, right? And this is our cell body. In this cell body one nucleus is there and the cytoplasm is there. So each neuron has a single long part called the axon and the many short branches part which is called the dendrites, right? So many nerve fibers bounded together by connecting a tissue to make up a nerve cell. So dear student, this question is most important for the exam point of view also, right? Explain the structure of the neuron or the structure of the nervous tissue, right? So the neuron consists of the cell body with the nucleus and the cytoplasm. It has a two important parts. First one is the long part named as the axon, and second one is the many short parts, many short branches, that is called the dendrites, right? So here the many nerve fibers are bounded together by a connective tissue to make up a nerves. So now dear student, question number 3. Give the 3 important features of the cardiac muscles. So cardiac muscles is present in our inner part of the heart, right? So what are the main features of the cardiac muscles? These cardiac muscles are involuntary, shows the rhythmic contraction and the relaxation throughout the life. So contraction and the relaxation of our heart is due to the cardiac muscles. The cells are cylindrical branches and uninucleates having a fate cross striation, right? So dear student, here the cells of the cardiac muscles are cylindrical branches and uninucleus. In that cell there is only one nucleus present. So these muscles do not get fatigued under the normal condition. So these are the important features of the cardiac muscle. So one important features of the cardiac muscles is the contraction of the relaxation of our heart is due to the cardiac muscles. Now question number 4. What are the functions of the areolar tissues. The functions of the areolar tissues are it fills the space inside the organ, thus act as a packing tissue between the organ. So areolar tissue act as a packing tissue between the two organs. So it fills the space inside the organ. Second important function of the areolar tissue is it supports the many delicate organ in the body. So packing and supporting, the function of the areolar tissue is packing and the supporting function. And third important function is it plays an important role in repairing of the tissue. So dear student, understand answer of this all the four question given on the page number 77, right? So dear student, next exercise we will discuss in the next video.